Hey everyone, welcome back and welcome to another reading, Sag. This will be your reading for mid-May 2022, for wherever you have Sagittarius in your chart. It is so great to see you guys again. It's always great to see you. It's always a pleasure. It is always a pleasure. So, the overall energy for May, we have the Two of Wands. So, you find yourself at a crossroads this month. And this is, if this has already happened, you know, this being the first card out, the overall energy, it's crossroad energy, and I think that you're having to choose, you're having to pick a position in many situations this month. Thy will be done is what I'm hearing. Thy will be done. I think that there are some forces that you are coming up against. There's something here about Air Forces or Nikes. I think that there are some forces that you're coming up against that you have to take a stand against them. You have to take a position against them. Six of Cups. I think that you're choosing your peace. That's wise. You're choosing your peace. You are choosing to move forward. What else is going on for you guys around this time? Do you like my shirt? Alright. So, Two of Wands, you have to choose. Six of Cups, it's about something very close to you. Six of Swords, you are choosing to end it. You are choosing to cut ties, and because they betrayed you. And that's the question, right? You know, like, what do you do with what you know? You know, what do you do with the truth? What do you make of this reality? So I think that you have to make a judgment call. So you're making a judgment call. All four sixes were here a moment ago. The number 64 could be pretty important to you. I'm looking down a lot. I'm just looking at the cards. someone's perspective is getting them in it's reading like unpopular opinion. Just give me 1 sec. Where is this going for you? Hold on. All right, guys, we're gonna pull your oracles and then talk about your cards for May. Here they are. You can see all of them now. It's a cool looking card. I apologize in advance if you hear my stomach growling. I had a pretty long day and I haven't stopped to eat yet. Just been going. Wow. So have you. That is really nice. Okay, so let's talk about what's here before we pull any more cards. This like empty space here is kind of bothering me. Okay, so the overall energy is the Two of Wands for whenever you're finding this reading. I always say a reading is timeless. Really just depends on the message and how it applies to your life. Now, the Two of Wands tells me that you have a lot of decisions to make this month. Judgment calls, if you will. I think that these choices a lot of them are based off of and made off of principle, your principles, what you perceive to be right. That is what is guiding you. That's what's leading the way. That's what's helping you separate the wheat from the chaff and decide which paths you want to go down, what you're going to tolerate. And I think that means that you are leaving behind some relationships or feelings that you had. I just think that there are just some things that are more important. And I don't mean that you don't see people as important. It's just like, there are just some things that you can't let slide. No matter how involved your feelings are in it. And one of the things that you have that you perceive to be unforgivable is deliberate cruelty, is cruelty that someone tries to justify, that someone is standing firm in, that someone they're refusing to expand their way of thinking. And this makes it difficult to come to find any kind of common ground, to have any kind of understanding, because the energies, the forces that you're coming up against are They're unwilling to consider perspectives that are different than their own. It's important, though, to acknowledge the fact that we must always, throughout all of this, acknowledge how malleable our own mentalities are. You know, how open are we to thought processes that are different than our own? How willing are we to understand the other side? I'm not saying that you aren't doing this. I'm just saying that I apologize. I don't know why they're trying to hang something at this hour. It's just like, all right, back to your reading. So I'm not saying that you are, it's very annoying energy. You guys could be really, annoyed. So I'm not saying that you don't consider the thought processes of other people. I think that you do want to understand. I think that you are seeking to understand in every situation. I just think that it's a sign of a healthy individual to always ask them to objectively look at themselves and to ask that question, just to make sure you have your priorities straight and that your ethics are sustainable. And I think that once you have that figured out, once you're sure about that, then I think that you can be confident about any decision that you make. But it's like the ethics have to check out, the logic must be sound, and you have to be sure about the hill you want to die on. Now, I do see there's some stuff moving with money this month. And it might feel at times like you just don't have enough. And this is something, though, that it's like your faith and your patience are being tested. If you're wondering if there's a light at the end of the tunnel, there certainly is. It could have something to do with an air sign who's at a distance from you. Or it could have something to do with some kind of opportunity that is close to home. Let's talk about the Six of Cups and the Six of Swords first. That came right out. We got the Death card. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. Definitely with that Six of Cups there. You could also be dealing with an Aries with the Emperor coming out here. There's a lot of Mars here. So you're definitely... This looks quite aggressive. but I don't think that you're in the thick of it. I think that you are moving past it. As we said, you are choosing peace. It's like there's a time for war and there's a time for peace. And there's an ending that's coming here, or that has come. Let's take a look at that Ten of Swords and see what we can find out about this betrayal. And coming out, we got the Knight of Swords in reverse. So some very nasty things have been said. Some very nasty things, some very callous things. You could be dealing with a fire sign. Someone who, it's like they're trying to one-up you. Two of Pentacles. And the Devil. And you're just like, I want everybody to win. Why does one way, what does one method, why does one mentality take precedence or take priority over the other? Looks like you're choosing yourself. This is the Egyptian tarot, by the way, that we're using now. This is the King of Wands. Your energy. Look at you. And your stallion. You could be listening to Megan Thee Stallion. Let's take a look at the Hierophant, the Two of Swords, and the Tower down here next. Six of Cups comes out again. Queen of Swords comes out again. Or not again, we didn't get the Queen of Swords yet, but the Queen of Swords is here, and so is hold on. Is this the World? Yeah. This last eclipse was pretty major for you guys. No, this isn't the World. This looks like the Fool. So, I'm so sorry. I don't have the book for this, and there's just like hieroglyphics here. So, this one is throwing me off a little bit, but it's like giving me Fool card energy, but it's also giving me the World energy as well. So, something about the beginning and the end of something here is pretty significant. The Alpha and the Omega. So there's well, yeah, it tracks. There is something ending here. Eight of Wands. Very quickly with that Tower card. I think that once you decide to tell the truth, it's a wrap. It is a wrap. Let's take a look at the Star card down here next. Or not that you start to tell the truth. Once you tell the truth about what someone is doing, or once you make this judgment call about a situation here, it's going to cost you something, but you're going to gain something in its place, and it looks like what you're gaining is peace of mind. It's the principle, is what I keep hearing. Five of Cups, it's the principle. bittersweet. This is what we were talking about. Ace of Cups and the Judgment card. There is a decision that you're making here about matters of the heart. You may be dealing with a Gemini. You could also be dealing with a Cancer. I think that there is there's something here about what's right. I think that you want to win. I think that you want to win, and I think that you don't want to waste your time, and you don't want to get hurt where your heart is concerned. The two oracles that came out here for you, the first one we have is negotiation. The rain just started. This is Jupiter in Libra. Is that blurry, or can you see that? So, Jupiter in Libra. You could be learning a language for a specific project. There could just be something about foreign languages of significance this month. Taking the chair at a meeting. Being spokesperson for someone unjustly accused. Negotiating a business deal or marriage guidance. People with Jupiter in Libra expand their lives through frequent interaction with others, gaining much from cooperative work and close personal relationships. Their strong concern for justice and moral principles gives these personality types useful diplomatic skills. Jupiter Librans have a talent for gentle persuasion that would be fulfilling and effective in social and charitable work of some kind. Desire to please others can, however, sometimes lead this personality to try to be all things to all people. Often, people with this aspect promise more than they can deliver in order to please and end up achieving the opposite result. This card usually indicates a strong and lasting marriage or relationship. Oh, my bad. A strong and lasting relationship. And Jupiter Librans are also usually lucky enough to find themselves in the satisfying position of acquiring much material and spiritual well-being. Negatively expansive Jupiter Librans need to take care not to get involved with grandiose schemes and speculative partnerships. They might wreck the good things they already have. The optimistic outlook Jupiter encourages may push Librans into unhelpful indecision, seeing equal value in every possibility. In a reading, the negotiation card indicates that the time has come to make a decision and that there is a need to consider the pros and cons of a situation to make sure the answer is acceptable to both parties. I love synchronicities like these. I certainly don't think that they're weird. I think that this is just the confirmation that we need that you are making judgment calls, that you must choose wisely here, and you must consider the pros and cons, consider right and wrong, as we've been saying. But just know that Jupiter in and of itself is a very lucky sign, so just know that you do kind of have that luck helping you out this month. So you shouldn't feel afraid to make these decisions or have these conversations. Just know that, as we said, if you're doing those checks and asking yourself objectively, if you are self-assessing and you know that your decisions are ethically sound, then you can stand by them. The next card that came out here is Sun in Leo. Fortune. This is great energy driving your reading. Grand successful plan. The thunder just went off when I said that. Great show or achievement, receiving recognition, a creative success, exhibition of talents, successful offspring, or a love affair. Ooh, okay. So this one says, This is the most auspicious position for the sun in the whole deck of cards in its own sign, Leo. Yes, the sun is exalted in Leo. So how fortunate, how fortunate for you. Astrologically, sun in Leo rules the 5th house, August, prestige, pride, children, and love affairs. Sun Leo people are defined by their dignity and generosity, great vision, and the power to see a plan and make it reality. When this card appears, it has provided or is about to present a great, relieved, at last feeling. Sun in Leo is not about sudden, unexpected good luck, but much more concerned with gaining the recognition or results one has been aiming for. It represents good fortune in the same sense that all the hard work put into a project or situation is at last recognized. A good performance is satisfactorily rewarded, and one should now take an opportunity to lie back and relax. Chill, yo. Although the fortune card represents the successful end of a long, hard journey, it does not mean that the person it applies to has come to a standstill. The longed-for success has opened a doorway to new horizons and greater responsibility. But that energy fits, doesn't it? There is an element of game playing when this card appears in a reading. It denotes that whatever has gone before had a long-term strategy in which each move was countered with a new problem to solve. I read that so wrong. I'm going to read that again. There is an element of game playing when this card appears in a reading. It denotes that whatever has gone before had a long-term strategy in which each move was countered with a new problem to solve. The inquirer accepted the challenge each time and surmounted it. When the fortune card appears with cards that are less auspicious, it has the power to lessen any negatives in a reading. So I love to see this in your reading when we were talking about all that betrayal. So that is just really, really good to see. And it certainly bodes well for your reading. I think we needed that. I think that if some of you are, there's something here that you're wanting, and I think that maybe you want to feel worthy of, that you've been working on, that you've been holding out for. I think that success is just around the corner. I think that you shouldn't listen to any naysayers. Don't listen to any haters or people who are going to make you feel bad about yourself. Listen to the people who are making you feel good about yourself. Listen to the people who are bigging you up. Somebody's name could start with an A, a B, or a C. We got pride coming out in reverse. We got isolation coming out in reverse. There's definitely something here about you being out in the world, you going out, you seeing the world, you stepping out, you coming out of isolation. And there's a certain kind of humility to you that I feel attracts those around you. The answer is yes to a question that you had. Let go or be dragged. Somebody could have green eyes. Someone's name could start with an S, a T, or a U. The month of October could be important. Someone could have hazel eyes. Someone's name may start with a Y or a Z. Leo, who could be dealing with one big Leo energy in this reading. The number 1. And we'll just get one more to close. I think that flipped over. Yep. And we got the month of July. This was your read. I love you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.